Productions.
Neph to America is recorded in front of a live studio audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Neph to America, your cultural commentary for the end of days. I am David Lee Corbo, a.k.a. The Raven, and I am flying solo today. Top has a little preoccupied endeavor with the children, and so we're going to do a show by ourselves. Before we get into that, a little reminder, if you're looking for a way to support the show, patreon.com/Nephilim Death Squad is a great way to do it. Sign up there. You're going to gain early access to episodes for the general public. Also, access to Bohemian Grove tickets, which are currently on sale, to toplobster.com. And those are tickets only for August 8th. I know there was a little bit of a confusion. The VIP tickets were a 2-day ticket. The current general admission ticket that's on sale because the VIP is sold out is just a 1-day. That's August 8th. If you sign up there, you'll also gain access to exclusive communities of dangerous retards on Telegram, on Discord, places like that. Also, I believe we have a couple of chats on Twitter that are for the private community as well. And if you head on over to toplobster.com, like I said, that's where you're going to get your tickets for Bohemian Grove. You can see here at the top, as well as all of the other Nephilim Death Squad merch that Top Lobster has designed himself. And if you go up here and you click on buy tickets, everything is very self-explanatory. It'll tell you where Bohemian Grove is. That's Wildwood, Florida, where you should stay, what the nearest airport is, what there is to do in Wildwood, which is actually a nice little thing to add in case you wanted to do some shit besides, make a little vacation out of it. And what's included in the VIP package, that actually is irrelevant because that shit is gone. Hey, Nancy's here. Hi, Nance.
Hello. Do you have a guest
How are you?
in there?
No, there's no guest in here. It's just me.
Oh, why are you talking to yourself?
I don't know. I mean, I'm talking to you, and
But you were talking before I got here.
No, yeah, because we're on the show. We're talking to the audience. What are you doing, Nance?
Drinking
All
coffee.
right. Oh, that's good. That's good. So anyway, very excited to have Nancy with us today. We're going to get into a little bit of content right off the bat. I know you guys see the name of the episode, which is FTFE. For those of you who don't know, that is, I think it's like Fuck the Flat Earth or something like that. He's a YouTuber and a debater, and we have some fun content that we might check out later on of him eating his own boogers, which is fantastic. But I want to get into something a little bit more interesting than that before we do, and that is a little bit of movement on the Epstein files. Movement is not really the phrase I should be using. This is going to be disappointing, but it's also pretty funny if you just allow it to be. So let's listen to this.
Thank you. You said this is the end of the Epstein, of your review of the Epstein files. So just to clarify, is the public going to learn the identities of the men who abused the girls with the information that you're?
That's a good question, right? Eating boogers is how he got so smart. Well, actually, it's just the food in England, which is where he's from, is so bad that he'd rather eat boogers. And actually, in that regard, I don't really blame him, I guess. So the question that's asked here is, are we going to learn the identities? Elohim says, excellent question. It is an excellent question. Feels like you shouldn't have to ask that, though, right? Like, hey, there's this ongoing case in America that's gripped everybody for the longest time, and it's got to do with child sex trafficking and ritual abuse and elites running a pedo ring. And we've been pretty concerned about that for a long time. Are we finally going to know the names of the culprits of the people who victimized the children and trafficked them and wore their faces and did all the horrifying things? It's a good question. It feels like you shouldn't have to ask it, but it's a good one.
Releasing, and if not, why not? And then I have a quick follow-up.
I mean, you just baked in an assumption into your question that I have never said and I don't know to be true. Is the public going to learn about men that abuse these girls? Like, what does that mean? I mean, I don't understand what that means.
That's already, is that what he said? Men that abuse these girls? Because I don't know if he said that, but it goes so far beyond. We talk on this show pretty often about how the whole thing has kind of been reduced to like, you know, those nasty old dudes getting handies from 17-year-old girls. And you go, no, that's not what's going on. You know, we had that CIA file drop before the UAP files that came out. And in it, and it's not like evidence. It's not like anybody's been prosecuted, but there's this lengthy affidavit, I believe, of a story where a bunch of elites, including like presidential figures, are on a yacht and they're passing around an 8-year-old boy and they're slicing his foot with a scimitar and they're filling a chalice with the blood from his foot and they're drinking it. But yeah, these girls, it just always seems to get reduced to that. That was a really popular kind of thought that came out of the Netflix documentary where they basically made Ghislaine, however you care to pronounce her word, or her name rather, look like a victim, and that Epstein was the mastermind. And then of course they focus predominantly on 16-year-old to 17-year-old girls, which is like in some states, I think it's legal to date a 17-year-old girl. So all they did was go to a place where the line is really gray. It's like, no, it wasn't really gray. We think Hillary Clinton wore a child's face. Can we talk about that?
Well, I mean, they're the men who abused the young women through Epstein's.
Look, we said in July, and it.
You guys kind of getting bitchy, huh? Hey, don't ask me questions about this. Why are you so worried about this?
Remains as true today as it was in July. If we had information, we meaning the Department of Justice, about men who abused women, we would prosecute them, right? We talked about the work that we're doing. That's why I said that. I said this earlier. There's this built-in assumption.
This is crazy. I thought we crossed a line now where we understood that this was the case. This guy is saying if we had evidence of men that abused women, it's like not women, dog, girls, children. But if we had that, we would prosecute them. Wow, what is going on? What is going on? I thought we crossed a line, what with the release of the Epstein files, where they were acclimating the public to the idea that they are fucking kids. Did we just take a bunch of steps backwards? I'm just confused.
That somehow there's this hidden tranche of information of men that we know about that we're covering up or that we're choosing not to prosecute. That is not the case. I don't know whether there are men out there that abuse these women.
This is such a silly thing. What a stupid. I mean, I knew it was going to be like this. I selected it for sort of the outrage purposes. But that was gay. That was gay. That was really almost embarrassing. I mean, like I said, I thought we were all on the same page after that Epstein file dump. There was, it was the Epstein files, right? How many? 3.5 million the first time around and an additional 3.5 million the second time around. You know, we're talking 7 million documents. So for the, intelligence agencies to be compelled, like people said it was I forget what department supposedly released this and was forced to. But let's go with that. They were forced to release it, which is like bullshit. Of course, they weren't forced to release it. It's just part of the narrative. But still, they're forced to release 7 million documents. And then you're going to have this guy stand on stage and say like, well, we don't, of course, if we had evidence that men had abused women, we would be prosecuting them. And then he's making a bunch of noises and handshaking as if like, but we don't have that. We're not hiding anything. The fuck was the 7 million documents with the scimitar about? Really wild. Really wild. Here, let's see what else we got. Boom. I haven't done a solo show in a long time. Hopefully I don't fuck this up and make it bad, guys. Oh, this is fun. We got... Now, I got to admit, I am fully fatigued, as I know the audience is, with the UFO stuff. And I really just kind of want to make fun of it. I don't want to look at it in any meaningful way because it's gay and it's boring. And I'm tired of talking about the 4 species of alien or the 8 species of alien and the Disclosure Day film, which I'm going to watch that still. I'm still going to watch the Spielberg film. I'm going to have fun with that. But we have black people fighting. No, Kenny, this isn't that kind of show. It's a Christian show. We're not going to watch black people fighting, even though it is very tempting. And I have seen some funny videos recently, and you know, I did think about how cool it would be to watch them on a show with the audience, but we're not. That's not what this is, all right? And you're not going to lure me into that. Instead, I give you this black man, and he's not fighting anybody, but he's got something to say about Disclosure Day. And I got to tell you, the entirety of the reason that I put this on the screen was not because I was interested in the content. It's really just because of how much Michelle Obama looks like a dude. Isn't that crazy? I mean, just have a gander at that. I can't promise that I'm going to be interested in what he, she, they, them, Zimzer is going to say. But it's enough for me to put this screenshot on the screen here for you guys. That is a rough looking, still reserved. She's looking rough. Wife guy says she's hotter than Candace. That's very silly. Come on now. What are we doing here? Let's make it full screen. I don't want to spoil it by reading. Sometimes you read these captions and it's like verbatim what's in the fucking clip.
Perhaps. I will tell you that.
Ooh, good choice of words to start off with, Mr. Obama.
Perhaps. I will tell you that my husband is a bully to you when it comes to your movies. I always reprimand him, but what did he, because you haven't let him see this one. And he's very mad.
Steve says he looks stinky. That's not nice. He doesn't look stinky. I can't imagine being that wealthy. If anything, you know what it is? It's the mussy. You know, that you have to dilate to keep open because otherwise it's a wound. Probably does have a smell. Am I allowed to say that Michelle Obama has a mussy? I'm not really sure what the rules are.
Mad about that.
Yeah, he said if he wasn't among the first.
No, Steven Spielberg, very gay looking Jew, right? I mean, obviously. That's true. Nancy, is Steven Spielberg a Jew? I feel like that's a silly question to ask, but any way you can confirm that?
I believe so, but I will check.
Okay, you could have just said yes, and I would have believed you, and so would have everybody else in the show, and you probably would have been correct. But just a weaselly-looking Jew, isn't he? Just a weaselly-looking, just a weaselly-looking little Jew, man.
To see it, he was going to watch it only on an iPhone.
And
he said he was only watching.
Which he knows would irritate you.
And he said he wouldn't watch it horizontally; he'd only watch it vertically.
Oh, that's not nice.
But
what is that? What? Whoa! Hey,
Yes, he is in fact a Jew.
He is in fact a Jew. All right, good. I mean, I like that we looked it up because on this show we only tell the truth. But what the fuck is that? Oh man, is this it's like Michelle Obama has a show? Oh, okay. People are saying that's his brother. Interesting. I wonder if he knows his brother has a mussy, or his sister has a mussy. I bet you Michelle doesn't eat his boogers. I would agree with that. Because Michelle or Mike, whatever, isn't hurting for money. And FTFE is hurting for money, and he's down in his boogers. And just to give you guys a little bit, it's a short clip, but apparently this guy, we'll get into it later on, he just didn't know he was live, and he's just housing boogers, dude. Just going to town on boogers. But like I said, he is from England, where the food is trash, and pica. Pike is like a thing where you eat random shit that somehow you instinctively know has the nutritional value that you're missing. So, you know, if he's struggling with the food out there, there could be a reason, a medical reason why he's downing boogers. We'll check that out later. Let's see what this horrifying. This is a really, really rough trio. Something about this trio, this little Weasley Jew and the lady boy and this fat bald, he is gay, right? You can tell he's gay. I haven't even listened to any of his words, but I can tell he's gay. And you're just like tuning in to watch that. This unbelievable chimeric nightmare of a trinity. And by the way, they're telling you about aliens. That is fun. We do have similar shirts, Still Reserve points out. I don't hate his shirt. I'm not gonna lie. I can't even pretend. I do hate his shirt. It's a bad shirt. Not a good one. I wouldn't pick it.
Not nice.
But he got to come on set for this one.
This is the first set Barack ever visited.
Mm-hmm.
Even though your daughter's a filmmaker, Malia.
Yeah, right.
So I feel bad. I scooped Malia, and he
She
came on
doesn't
my
care.
sketch.
Malia, is that the one that was smoking crack with Hunter Biden? She's a filmmaker? I don't know if doing a sex tape with Hunter Biden constitutes being a filmmaker. That's crazy. What a fucked up family, huh?
She will never invite us to anything that she does. You know, she doesn't want us around her stuff, but he had a ball.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. It was, of course, for my cast, it was a
Why not a Molech? Why didn't he have a Molech?
bit of a religious experience because in walks this iconic president who comes onto our
That
set.
seems like
To me, he's a
lot
friend.
of pressure.
To me, he's a good friend. Of course, to all of us, we know each other so well. But on the set, the kids didn't know.
Yeah. You go to a lot of hot dog parties there, Spielberg, huh? You get to know each other on the set of Night of Fucking 1,000 Kids. That wasn't good. That wasn't a good pun. Nancy, was that a bad pun?
It was okay.
The Night of Fucking 1,000 Kids.
It's okay.
It's because they ordered a lot of hot dogs. You know, the hot dog thing. There was a lot of them. It was like 1,000 hot dogs or something. So, you know, I figured it was probably code for kids, and they were fucking them.
Yep.
All right.
Mhm.
Barack, except from, what he's done for the world and who he represents. And they were just absolutely, and I have a very extroverted cast.
Mhm.
You could hear a pin drop when he walked in. They didn't know what to say.
Did they know he was coming ahead of time, or
I didn't tell all of them.
Oh.
I told some of them, but not all of them.
Thank you, Kung Pao. Man, yeah, I don't know why I put that on. I mean, like I said, it was really just because of how bad Obama looked, and I wanted to share that with you guys. I don't know if there was anything valuable in that clip, but it's kind of fun. All right, let's get on to something else. Let's see what else I got in the old basket of shit. Oh, this is kind of nice. We'll put this on. I don't really know where this is going. This is very much how we do it on Neph to America, but it's also how I've always done it, where I don't really look at these videos before I show them to you guys. Yeah. All right. So it says men sue FanimeCon after drinking cosplayer's foot juice.
I think it's AI.
No, I'll be the judge of that.
Several men in California are planning to sue FanimeCon after getting lung infections from drinking foot juice.
So right off the bat, I'm going to say, I don't think it is AI, but I don't think this clip that we're looking at right here is at all related to. In other words, I think this is just a dude on his deathbed, and it was a video that they spliced into this and made it
It
look
is
like he's
believable.
dying from foot juice. It is believable, but I don't think that this fucking guy. But yeah, if you just watch the beginning, it doesn't look. There's nothing that's sticking out. They got a couple of perspectives from the same. Yeah, here, let's look at it again.
Several men in California are planning to sue FanimeCon after getting lung infections from drinking foot juice sold by female cosplayers.
Fresh feet juice. So for the listeners, it's a cosplayer, an anime girl. She's holding a sign that says fresh foot juice, and she's got her feet in a igloo cooler. And the igloo cooler is filled with, I don't know, blue Gatorade, maybe blue Hawaiian Punch. Oh my God, we need Vince Sonette as a co-host to fill in for Top. I was very mean to Vince. I got real nasty with him. And then I moved on pretty abruptly. I've had my fun with Vince, and but yeah, things went real south. What do you think about that, Nance? The way that things went with Vince, it was kind of sad to see, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Do you feel like we handled it maybe a little bit too aggressively towards the end?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's kind of what you do.
That's true. Hey, by the way, it's 21 minute at the 25-minute mark. Do feel free to kick out the pores across the various platforms.
Will do.
You systems are a go. Okay, let's bring this back up. Oops, I've done a thing there. All right.
Incident reportedly happened during FanimeCon 2026 in San Jose, where a group of female cosplayers began selling cups of red drink for $15. But
that's actually, it had a price on it. So let's see how much it was.
San Jose, where a group of female
looks like
cosplay
$10 for a swig. I don't know what merits a swig, but all right. This Asian girl is holding up her pricing for the foot juice. It's $10 for a swig, $15 for a cup, and $20 for a drizzle. It does feel like a drizzle is less than a cup, doesn't it? I just feel like if I was going to drizzle, let's say, some chocolate on something, maybe make a zigzag pattern, but if I was going to dump a cup of chocolate onto it, it would be a lot more. That's strange pricing. $30 for spit? Does that say spit? And yeah, as Still Reserve has noted, it's scribbled out because she's all out of spit. Got a dry mouth. Been spitting on these niggas all day. Nothing left to give. Man, imagine that. I wonder how much money she made. I'd be curious.
Players began selling cups of red drink for $15, but the drink came.
Oh, thank you. That's a good observation. Xerox says the drizzle is straight off the foot into the mouth, which explains the cost. Okay, that does explain the cost. That makes a lot of sense. And honestly, as far as conservation of juice goes, that's a financially responsible sort of payment system she's got going on there. It's going to take a long time to run out of blue juice if everybody's buying the drizzle. And I guess that's what people come for, is the drizzle.
With a strange twist. The women would place their feet inside the drink, and when a man paid, they would lift their feet out and let the liquid drip down from their feet for him to drink. This stunt quickly pulled in a large crowd. Many people paid to try it, and the cosplayers reportedly made thousands of dollars in just a few hours. But after the event ended, some of the first men who drank it began coughing heavily and feeling pain and discomfort in their.
I will agree with you, Nance. I think the narration is AI. I don't think the narration is real. Once again, there's a dude on a respirator in a hospital bed. I don't fucking think this guy has anything to do with drink and drizzle. I think he's probably just dying, and somebody just stitched him into this whole thing. Now his family's going to see this and think he's chugging drizzle from the Comic-Con girls, that's a bummer. But
I guess I was hoping it wasn't real.
Maybe that's what it was. That's a reasonable hope, but you should know better by now.
Lungs. After going to the hospital, they were diagnosed with fungal lung infections and told they needed to stay for treatment. Now, several of the men say they regret taking part and are preparing to sue the event organizers for medical costs.
No, dude, you can't sue. You can't sue because you wanted to suck on foot juice and you got fucking a fungal lungal infection. You should have known better. I would hope that these fine ladies, these girl bosses, I would hope these girl bosses had some paperwork, what's the you can't sue me variety, not an NDA, but whatever, non-liability clause.
Like a waiver?
That's a better word for it, a waiver. They're just girl bossing. They're just fucking, giving the people what they want. A fungal infection in their lungs.
They argue that FanimeCon should have stopped the activity before it became a health risk. What do you think?
I think that that's not the responsibility of the venue. And I think that these are all consenting adults who want to drink this fucking foot juice, and that they have the right to do that. But they also have the right to, shut up when they get a fungal infection in their lungs. A fungal infection in your lungs from drink. Imagine that's how you die. Man, what a way to go. I think when you show up, God calls you a faggot. Not because he doesn't like you, or just because it's, on principle. That's how you got here. You fucking faggot. You drank foot juice from a Japanese girl dressed up like your favorite cartoon character? Man. Little lemon juice would go a long way with the bacteria. Yeah, probably. Yeah, if you stuck with something citrusy, you probably would have been okay, but blue Gatorade, ginger would work. I don't like ginger. I got to tell you, I don't like the taste of it. I don't like the look of it.
It kills
I don't like
bacteria.
ginger. No, I know that, but it's gross and bad. It kills bacteria, lemon, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Olive oil?
Olive oil kills bacteria?
Maybe.
You're just saying shit now.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. So I guess we'll get into a little bit of the discussion. We have more content, but I want to show you guys a little bit of something, and I would love to get the chat's feedback on this. The feedback. Some of you may know FTFE's. It's fuck the flat earth. In fact, he was doing a debate with Thomas, the Paranoid American. And Thomas was steel manning the idea that I believe it was adrenochrome was funded by Freemasons. It was a little bit more detailed than that, the argument, but that was kind of the gist of it, was that maybe you could even go a step further and say, had it not been for the interest in funding of Freemasons, adrenochrome would never have risen to any sort of popularity in not only its usage, but also its like pop culture presence. The pop culture presence being like, what it is now, but also as far back as Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Thomas actually came on stage at the second Bohemian Grove, if you guys remember that. And some of you were there, and he did a presentation on the historical sort of reality of adrenochrome, and that it isn't just something that came on the stage with Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, that Johnny Depp movie, Benicio del Toro, Johnny Depp. And he goes and shows you the instances of it existing in the news and in reports and, scientific inquiries, whatever, for decades preceding Fear and Loathing. He also did it while he was wearing a cloak. It was really a fantastic moment. So anywho, he does a debate with this guy, and I've seen this guy before. And he's kind of this wispy, bitchy, when like physiognomy tips you off as to a person's character as soon as you look at him? He's one of those guys, very much like a worm. And he's got this kind of Revenge of the Nerds thing where he probably had not very much social success in his youth, and is now found himself with a little bit of a platform here on the internet. And just like the days when the popular kids were the bane of his existence, the popular kids of today, if I dare say so, he is a wispy bitch, yeah, are conspiracy theorists. Conspiracy theorists are winning the day lately. We're the cool kids. Wasn't always this way, but I would think it's safe to say that that is the case now. And so conspiracy theorists are they're the bane of his existence, and he's dedicated all his time to, I don't know, like debunking, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just whatever it is conspiracy theorists believe, he doesn't believe. I think. I could be wrong. I've never really watched much of his content outside of a little bit of the discussion that he had with Thomas, and I said, weasel, bad physiognomy, can't listen to this for much longer. What I did notice in that debate is that he does a thing where even if he is wrong and is cornered, he will just, not to use sort of debate phrases here, but he will shift the goalpost and he will not concede. And he'll just sort of regurgitate a word salad, and he'll use these snide little passive-aggressive insults, and he'll drag the conversation somewhere else as long as it's away from the glaringly obvious thing he was just wrong about. And in that way, it's never a good faith thing, I imagine. It wasn't a good faith thing for the Thomas discussion, but I know that this guy's relatively infamous for being that being a faggot. And so anywho, he's a vet. That's right. I'm very sorry. He's a veteran, but not for this country. So fuck him right where he breathes. He popped up on my radar for, I don't know. So there's some sort of, he was confused about something. I was going back and forth with Vince. Vince has since stepped away from the Phone Booth podcast. He says it's because we are snowflakes. I don't know what that means, but it's been a lot of fun going back and forth with Vince and dragging him around the internet. And I guess what happened was he was supposed to do a debate with these guys. This is all boring, meaningless bullshit, but that debate got messed up because Vince stepped away from the show. And what ends up happening is, I guess he just becomes associated, in his mind with Nephilim Death Squad, Phone Booth podcast. It's not happening, the debate, because Nephilim Death Squad. So he shows up at my door and he starts talking shit. Now, unprovoked, I don't know him, I don't fuck with him, very much a fag, but I do this really fun thing. And this is the thing that I wanted to get your ideas on, is as soon as he pops up, I know what he's going to do. He's going to insult me, and I'm going to insult him, and then he's going to insult an idea that I have in an effort to try to get me to defend that idea, which I'm not doing. So as soon as he insults me, I go, I know who you are. I'd like to extend an offer to you. I'm having a live event, and it would be fantastic if I could fly you out. I'll pay for the tickets. We can discuss room and board, and we can have a boxing match. It'll be great. It'll be live streamed. We'll even have a referee. To which he immediately says yes. Immediately. He says, in fact, let's turn it into an MMA match. And then he says, I'm going to beat your ass. That's what he says to me, something like that. And I go, fantastic. Tell me the name of the airport that you're flying out of. And so we start to have this Discord back and forth. And I look up the tickets, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. I looked up the fucking tickets, and I was like, fuck. It's like $1,500 to fly this piece of shit from Edinburgh, Britain. I don't fucking know wherever he is. But I go, okay, man, I just take that out of my own money because I think that enough people dislike this guy that if I flew him out, it would generate some views. Would you guys not like to see that sort of a thing? I mean, he immediately comes out. He goes, I will fuck you up. He goes, I'm a black belt. Oh, what is this? Is this some of the, this is actually the interaction. He goes, Raven, sit down, child. You look like you've been going to the gym for a week and got excited. I don't even know what he's talking about or where he came from, but that's his first introduction to me. I didn't recognize him initially. So I said, who the fuck are you? And he goes, yeah. he goes, this is actually very funny on his behalf. Your worst nightmare. Now sit down like a good girl. And I say, oh, I know you. I'd like to fly you out to my event. I'll pay for the plane ticket. We can discuss room and board, a boxing match, me and you. We'll have a referee and everything. It'll be fun. Just like I said. And he says, just like it says right there, sure. Make it an MMA match and you're on. It'll be funny for everyone to watch you get your ass beat by a 43-year-old disabled military veteran with one leg that works. Very, 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 very funny. Very exciting. Very exciting. So Top was actually not into this idea at all. And to be perfectly honest, it is logistically a bit of a nightmare to try to figure out how to make any of this work. Right? I mean, the venue probably doesn't allow fights. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Maybe you could do a thing where you rent a boxing ring, because some of these boxing rings, they have like midgets that fight in them. Right. So, and I feel like that's kind of a, yeah, he is spiraling. We'll get into that a little bit. I mean, he's fucking freaking out, man. And so like, maybe there's some kind of way, but then like, as far as the timing of the event, like I can't figure out where we would place it. And also I'm not going to rent a boxing ring for just one match. So I'd have to like rent the midgets, and that sounds retarded, but like you can do that. That's an actual thing out here. You can rent, you're not renting the midgets. That sounds like slavery, but you know what I mean? You can have the midgets do the thing in the ring. And they provide the ring for you. Now guys, you got to look at this, right? $1,500 for the flight, renting the ring, whatever. At this point, though, we're still in a place. I got to be honest with you. We're still in a place where we go, I'm thinking this can still generate a lot because a lot of people don't like this guy because of all of the things that I listed about him, which are inherently true just by looking at him. He is a weaselly, shitty, bad faith, arguing, dysgenic little goblin of a bitch. And a lot of people would probably pay a decent amount of money to watch a stream where he got fucked up. And I think you guys would love it. I think the chat would love it. I think you guys would have a really good time. It could be great. It could be great. So the wheels are still turning, and you know, we're going back and forth. He's trying to insult me, and I'm just saying, I'm kind of getting vicious. I'm not going to lie to you. I said to him a number of times, I am going to beat the shit out of you. I'm going to lift you in the air and slam you on your neck, and then I'm going to go on stage and I'm going to do a show. And when you wake up, you can figure out your own way back to the airport. Because you're allowed to kind of do this now that it's all within this legal area. Like, you're a consenting adult. I'm a consenting adult. This is for entertainment purposes, but I'm going to hurt you. It's going to be terrible for you. And so we're going back and forth like this for a while. And all of a sudden, the next morning I wake up, and after all that tough guy shit, he's doing this thing where he's going, by the way, you're going to be paying my appearance fee too. Appearance fee? But you fucking agreed. You agreed on the thing. We looked at the thing. You agreed. I said, I'll take care of your ticket and we can have a discussion about room and board. That's pretty generous of me. Even a discussion. We'll figure it out. If it's a little bit too much or whatever, you know. How much is this appearance fee? $3,000. So $1,500 for the flight, $3,000 per day, but you'd only be here for one day. You'd really only be here for like 10 minutes. We would record a walkout with maybe some music. It would be cool. The round would start. I don't know if I'd waste time, you know, kind of doing a thing like pump a double jab and leg kick him because he's got a bad leg. So leg kick him real hard. I don't know if I want him to suffer or if I want to do a thing where I emasculate him and I lift him in the air and I dunk him on his neck because it's an MMA match. And but either way, I don't think really that takes that long. And then I'll do like a post-fight interview. That'd be really cool. And then I probably would have to just get changed and then go on for the rest of the day to perform. And like maybe somebody could get him some ice and wake him up and, you know, send him on his way. I don't want him lingering because I feel like that would, like a concussed dude, really kill the vibe of the whole thing. And that's not what I'm trying to do. But $3,000 for all that just seems like a lot. I mean, we're already looking at $4,500. If we do discuss room and board, that's another, you know, few $100 or something like that. Plus he's probably going to bitch about transportation. Now we're pushing $5,000 and I got to buy the ring. Like, this is crazy. This is getting all really, really, really wild. And I realized like, oh, all that's happening is you're trying to price me out of beating your ass. You don't want to concede that this was a horrifying idea and you probably should have just shut your mouth and not popped up on my radar. But instead you've decided that the way out of this, I've got a genius plan, is to make it so much money that he's not going to do this. And I did tell him, by the way, Kung Pao Buffalo says it. Start a GoFundMe. If I crowdsource this, it doesn't need to happen at, Bohemian Grove even. It doesn't. We could just do a live stream. And I told him this. I said, hey, look, if it's the appearance fee is happening because you're at an event, we could work around this. I could crowdsource all the money so that I don't have to spend a dime. And then I can summon you. What's that?
I would donate.
Everybody would donate. Everybody would donate. Nobody likes this guy. And once I have enough money, I can hit you up and I can say, hey, I'm going to fly you out. There's a local MMA gym not too far from here. We can go and do it there. And as long as I have a rapport with the guy, I could probably live stream it. So Top could set up the cameras and we could figure out the internet thing. And at least we could sell, some Patreon memberships. And honestly, I think that it could still be worth it, even though the flights would be, $1,500 or whatever. But he's trying to price me out. Long story short, he spirals. He changes, the parameters a bunch of fucking times. He wants all the money. He's saying, if I don't pay the money, I'm scared and I'm broke. And I can't justify paying, $3,000 to beat the shit out of a man. No, I really can't justify paying $5,000 to beat the shit out of a man after room and board and flight and appearance fee. So he's done that little thing. And I've really made it a point to say, hey, look, this is what you agreed to, right? You agreed to a flight and we could have a discussion about room and board. And then he tries to shift the goalpost again. And he starts saying things like, well, it's a lose-lose for you. I'm a military veteran who's crippled. If you beat me up, you lose. And if I beat you up, you lose. And I said, no, you have no idea. Thank you, dumbass. Paying to fly somebody out to beat their ass is the type of masculinity I want to be on. You have no idea the amount of joy it would bring me. There is no lose in this for me. Number one, I don't lose against you because that's absurd. I can't even really explain that. That's just, an obvious fact. I'm not going to lose. That's fucking crazy. I signed up for the Muay Thai gym last night. I said, we're going to do this. I'm going to make it spectacular. And I signed up for the Muay Thai gym. But it also brings me an incredible amount of satisfaction. The idea of ragdolling him and it's immortalized. Because like I said, you guys, a lot of you don't even know who I'm talking about. People fucking don't like this guy. They don't like this guy. He's very fucking unlikable. As a vet, I can say other veterans are total fags. He's brought that up quite a bit, the veteran thing. And I go, you're not even a fucking American. I don't care what you're a veteran for. That makes you more beat upable. You know what I mean? You're a veteran for England, whatever. But it would bring me a tremendous amount of satisfaction. I had so many homies hit me up from other shows in the DMs last night and go, this is fantastic. I need to see this happen. Please make sure this happens. Like, people are rooting for you to get your ass kicked. And on top of it, I would get a payday from all the live streams. So look, guys, this is where it all lands. And, he's making a bunch of excuses. And then he says something, by the way, he's like, you can't challenge me intellectually. Therefore, you want to fight me. Which is wild, because I showed you guys how the entire interaction started. He never challenged me intellectually. He told me to sit down because I was a bitch or something like that. Like, I've never had an interaction with this guy. He comes out of nowhere and says, sit down like a good little girl. And then when I say I'm going to beat your ass, he goes, you don't want to challenge me intellectually. So he's just shifting goalposts. He's making the monetary barrier. It's too great. The price for entry to beat my fucking ass on live stream is now too great. And then I go, well, we'll figure out a way. And he goes, you don't want to challenge me intellectually. Then he makes up some shit about how I was on a stream last night, in a studio last night with Bill, Ted, and Vince. And that this entire thing stems from that because I was trying to get him in that studio. And I don't even understand that. Like, no. I was calling Vince a faggot last night. I wasn't in a studio with him. So he just freaked out. The fight's not going to happen, I imagine. But this is a really nice little thing.
You can raise the money. Just on principle, you should do it. So he has to back down again.
I would gladly raise the money for... No, because then it's crazy, because then I got to fucking give everybody their money back. I mean, if we get $5,000 worth of donations to beat this guy's ass and then he bails, now I got to fucking send back $5,000 to all the people who sent $5, $2, $10, like all, like that's a crazy thing. Of course he's not going to show. Of course he's not going to show. Top didn't like the idea, but what Top didn't understand is, of course he's not going to fight me. He doesn't realize the lengths that I would go through to make sure that this happens. I don't know that I'd go to $5,000 worth of a length to make sure this happens. I'd really have to figure out how to generate money off of that. And like I said, Bohemian Grove, it kind of logistically is a nightmare to jam a ring in the venue and then try to make that make sense. You know what I mean? Because then you have a ring and you've got one fight, and then you got to tear down the ring while we're performing. Like that doesn't make any sense. You got to kind of make use of it. But the whole day's already planned out.
There you go.
And
we'll fundraise to fly you out there.
And just jump them. Well, I can't say that legally. I would never do that. I would only ever consent to his consensual combat.
Of course.
That was consensual. You know what I mean?
Mutual, yes.
Mutual combat. But check this out. This is really fun. So here's a little clip of Craig, FTFE, fuck the flat earth. And this was sent to me in the middle of this back and forth with him. And I said, oh my God, this is, so I don't know if you can see, he's got a faux hawk. He's got a faux hawk, which is number one. I mean, maybe the gayest haircut a dude can have. I've done a lot of gay things, dressed in a lot of gay ways, but I never had a fucking faux hawk, especially as a 43-year-old man. That's wild. But, I got a video of him eating his own boogers, so fuck it, let's just watch it. So he goes in the one nostril with the pinky real good. He's in the other nostril with the pinky, goes back to the first, and then boom, sucks the boogers off his fingers. I mean, I think what I'm going to do is we might actually just leave this up for the rest of the show. How would I want to do this? Like this? Is that better? Yeah. Yep. I don't know how to get rid of Nancy's icon, so it's going to stay there. I know! Look at him just digging in his nose. Apparently what happened is he didn't know that the stream was on. And so he's just digging in his nose and sucking on his boogers, guys. Look at him, wearing a vest on his own show like a fucking dweeb. Faux hawk, receding hairline, knuckle deep in both nostrils. As if it's not enough, he goes back to the first. He goes left nostril, right nostril, back for a little more in the left. Suck on it. Fucking sucking on it. Unbelievable. This guy is... I know. Eric says, magic nose goblin eating ass nigga. Yes, it is like a ritual, right? You know what that is, though? I think that's a thing, like a nose pick and a nose eat that's from trauma. That's from trauma. Yeah, or children. My daughter does it proudly. When I did, I hid eating my boogers. As a child, I would hope. I hope you're not still hiding it. Just do it. This guy's doing it on live stream. Be like him. I think it's trauma. I think it's the extreme version of self-soothing. You know what I mean? Because people that have a lot of nervous sort of anxiety disorders, they pick their skin. I've been known to do that. I'll pick my skin, my face. If I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable, I'll catch myself doing it and I'll say, hey, cut that out. Don't pick your skin. But I think picking your nose is a little bit of a step further. Now, look, I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes you get a big spiky dog lodged in your nostril. Don't we all? Who hasn't? You ever do that? If you press on the side of your nose, it stabs your nostril. You go, whoa, geez, that hurt. So I get that. I'm not saying that kind of, that thing doesn't happen. But to eat it, and you can tell he's going from one, he's going to the next, and he's going back to the original one. This is for pleasure. This is for pleasure, but I also think it is the highest form of, luckily he didn't pick his ass. I bet you if you gave him enough time on live stream, he'd pick his ass and smell the finger. That's the kind of guy that we're dealing with here in Gregory. Gregory of Fuck the Flat Earth. He is an ass picker and a booger eater. He's a finger sniffer. And ultimately a liar. He's a lie teller, because what ends up happening is I go, he goes, you were on a stream last night or in a studio last night that I was invited to. That's how this whole thing started. And I go, no, the fuck I wasn't, you lying little goblin. And then I go to my boy Ted, and he goes, we didn't even have a thing last night. So it's not like there was a get-together with Ted, Bill, and Vince, and this dude just mistakenly thought I was there. What he's doing is it's layers of obfuscation, and it's also an attempt to bring the thread to a place, the thread meaning the conversation on Twitter, to bring it to a place where onlookers really can't make heads or tails of what's going on. I stuck to my position. My position was, you fucking faggot. I will fly you out. We can talk about room and board. Let's do this. And that's where everything started, and that's where I stayed. He moved from there, saying he was going to kick my ass. He went to, by the way, it's going to cost you an additional $3,000 on top of what you thought. If you can't pay that, you're broke and scared. Then he went to, this guy's a meathead, called me a meathead at one point. He said you can kick my ass. Now all of a sudden I'm this big tough guy who, if I win, I lose because you're a crippled vet. And if I lose because you're a crippled vet. Then ultimately it goes all the way to, by the way, you wouldn't answer my intellectual challenges. No, there was no intellectual challenges. Not true. We were going to get together in a studio last night. That didn't fucking happen. All you're doing is dragging the conversation to a place where it's as far away from fight me and I'll buy your fucking plane ticket. As far away from there as humanly possible. Now I have to show you eating your boogers on my stream. Do you think my audience likes this? Do you think they want to see this homosexual in a faux hawk double dip into his right nostril and suck on his pinky? Nobody wants to see you get knuckle deep in your own nose. But here we are.
How long are we going to watch this?
We're going to watch it for the rest of the fucking episode. Over and over and over. We're going to watch Craig of FTFE eat his own snot like a child. Dude's probably got long fingernails to scoop extra. I agree, Victor. I agree. You know what I did, though? I got to admit, I set a nasty trap from the very beginning. Once I became aware of who he was, and I knew what he intended to do, because you can tell with this type of weak, cowardly snake, he's a bit of a worm. He's wriggling, constantly trying to wriggle. He doesn't have social success. And so what he does is he talks like a tough guy from the internet. And he gets crazy. I've seen him say all kinds of things. So what I decided to do was immediately cut him off before we could even engage in one ideological conversation. And I said, let's fight. And just like I knew he would, he said, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to mess you up, dude. And I said, okay, great. I'll figure out how to fly you out here. If I need to crowdfund the money, I can figure out how to do that too. And that's it. I stayed in that spot and he just fucking fell apart. For 24 hours, he's been falling apart on the internet. And now here we are, the middle of day 2, watching him eat his boogers. I would have loved to have done it, though. I really would have. And I don't think it's going to happen. If I had to do it, I think the likeliest combination of things would have been, and this is for anybody, right? You pump a double jab as you come in, and that freaks people out. Like, oh, you know, unless you're a fighter and you know how to move and you know where your distance is, you're in a good spot still. Pumping a double jab on somebody, snap it, you know, touch him a little bit. You don't got to really hurt him or anything. Just touch him. Touch him, get him thinking about what's going on upstairs, and then you sink a leg kick. Just above the knee on the outside of the thigh, on the lead leg. You sink a leg kick real hard. Then you back off, and you look at him. You see how he took that in, how that felt. He says he's got a bad leg, so I'd kick it. So you sink that leg kick, and then you back off a little bit, create a little distance. And there's a couple things you can do from there. You can either go back in, same combo, right? Pump that jab, throw the leg kick again. Now he's terrified of the leg kick. It hurts so bad because he's a crippled veteran. You come in the third time, pump that jab, you shoot the leg kick low, and you could come over the top. You just change that height at the last second, and you kick him in the face, but that would be over too soon. You throw the double jab, you shift your weight like you're going to throw the leg kick, you throw a left check hook. Now he's all fucked up. He's all fucked up. He doesn't know what to do. He probably hasn't returned fire once because look at him. Then after you got him thinking about upstairs and downstairs and his leg hurts and he's fucking terrified, you just pump that double jab, change levels, scoop him up in the air, drop him on his neck. But don't just drop him, following him down, because he's probably going to go into the fetal position and a ref might call it because he's going to be completely indisposed. He's not going to attack back. So follow him down, get into side control, knee on belly, cross into a full mount, then just ground and pound. Your job now is to make his lifeless body look alive, look like it's resisting. You've got to create enough chaos for the audience and for the ref that they think the fight is still going on and they're not going to try to stop it and the ref's not going to try to stop it. But you know this is a baby. This is a baby who has no chance in hell and has already forfeited everything. He's probably not thrown a single strike in this exchange. So you've crossed over, you're in full mount, now you're ground and pounding. So you've slammed him on his face, you fucked his leg up, you hit him with the left check hook. This is the worst time of his life. When you're in the ground and pound, you're going to get pulled off. Because it's over now. It's over. The only thing that you have going for you is, does the ref know it's over? You've probably got a couple of seconds and a few good blows before the ref knows it's over. You ground and pound hard. You pound him. You pound him good. You want to bounce his faux hawk off the mat. And when you're close quarters like that, because you're on top of him and you have that intimate moment, you can see his eyes. You want to see them looking off into another realm. You want to know by the look in his eyes that everything he perceives is not the same reality that you, the ref, and the rest of the room are currently in. And then what you got to do is fucking hammer fist him again, right in that schnoz, before anybody else sees that look in his eyes. You don't want anybody to see that. That's yours. That's your coveted gold. You have to keep doing it. Maybe what you do, grab him, make it look like he sweeps you, roll over, let him be in the top position. He's probably unconscious by now. Let him be in the top position. Now he's in your guard. I don't know. Maybe you really pound it. After that, you spin him around and you take his back and you choke him really fucking hard. So his face turns purple and his eyes look like they're going to explode out of his head. And it takes a while for anybody to realize that he wasn't conscious for any of this, so he cannot tap out. That would be great. And then it's celebration time. They pull you off of him. You stand up. The force from your body standing up and him being on top of you causes his body to fall like Raggedy Ann to the ground. Loose limbs like a dead body. He flops on the ground in the canvas and people rush over him to make sure that he's okay. And you celebrate. Me, I celebrate. Top Lobster gives me a high five. I go to the edges of the ring and I look at you guys and I go, fuck yeah! And you guys go, fuck yeah! And then I get the mic. I say, I just want to thank Craig for coming all the way out here on such short notice. He really put on a show for you guys, and I'm so glad that we were able to provide this experience for you. Stick around. We're going to tear down this ring, and soon we're going to have Ed Mabry on stage for a live episode of Nephilim Death Squad. We'll be right back. Don't forget, guys, merch table's over to the side. If you want, you can peek into that little room. There's a live podcast. You're going to see people like JT follows JC. You're going to see Brian of Demon Erasers. You're going to see Donut. You can go in there. Don't interrupt them too much. Let them do their thing, but you can go say hi. Thomas the Paranoid American is over here. He's got merchandise for you from a bunch of different creators. And in the back, we're serving drinks. Go and get them. If you got a ticket, give it to the bartender. He'll give you a drink in exchange. And then I don't even look at him anymore. I get off. I go change into whatever outfit I'm going to wear for the next thing. And they go, what do we do with Craig? He's unconscious. I say, just put him in the bathroom, and when he wakes up, tell him he's got to go. He's got to go. Tell him he can't stay. He's not speaking. Nobody came here to see him speak. And then I go over to Top, and I go, hey, Top, how many Patreon subscribers did we get for that live stream? And he goes, 6 million. 6 million paid subscribers on Patreon.
Where's Top?
Oh, I don't know. What do you guys think? That sounds like a really good time, right? $271 at best, yeah. 271,000. Man, how cool would that be? How fun would that be? Honestly, it makes the whole thing so amazing. This is like Top got a little upset. He's like, no, we're not going to pay this dude to come out here so you could beat him up. Like, you don't understand. You don't understand how... Don't you like fun? You guys like fun, right? I don't know, man. I just think that could be such a great time. It's a good plan on 9 different levels. Thank you, Brood Awakening. This stream is brought to you by Sports Drink. Guys, don't forget, Sports Drink is an affiliate of the show and is a fantastic product. This is actually their Sport Energy, which I've become quite fond of. It's my go-to energy for the day. It has all the stuff that regular Sport Drink has in it as far as magnesium. What's the shit that's in bananas? Potassium, which is actually, I'm not advocating this, but if you're a drinker, apparently drinking depletes your body of potassium, and so you're going to want to get some in you. It's a good drinking partner. Not what you should do with it, though. I actually like to take it before I go to the gym, and I take it with creatine, although these days I've actually eased off the creatine because I'm having a little bit of a hard time losing the weight. Putting on mass, not losing the weight. So I stopped the creatine. But it has taurine and caffeine in it, which is going to be your source of energy, and it's also fucking delicious. Also, the company itself, Sport Drink, is hilarious. They once called Lena Dunham a fat earther, which is very funny. And they fuck with Nephilim Death Squad. So you really can't go wrong there. Guys, go over to sportdrink.com and use promo code SQUAD for 10% off Sport Drink. I recommend no yellow number 5 lemon lime if you want just the regular Sport Drink. I like it better than I like the orange one. If you're going to go Sport Dream, which is a fantastic product and really does help you dream, I'm not fucking lying. I would go Strawberry Dream. To be honest, I haven't had the cocoa one, but I just like a strawberry cream. So I've had it. I think it's delicious. I mix it with a little bit of organic whole milk, which is really fantastic. And then, of course, they have Sport Energy. There's a Sport Zero, but even they say, they're like, why the fuck would you buy Sport Zero? If you're afraid of sugar, because it has no sugar in it, you're being a bitch. This has pure cane sugar instead of refined white sugar. I don't fucking know the difference, really, to be honest, but it's a really good product. And promo code SQUAD will get you 10% off your entire purchase. Yeah, Fat Earther is very funny. No, it's not that it stops me from losing weight. I think it causes me to retain a lot of water, the creatine, Dick, which is his name. I'm not being an asshole. The cocoa is fire. You like the cocoa? Okay. All right. I just like the strawberry. I think it's really good. But yeah, I just feel like it's, causing me to retain a lot of water. Have you tried the passion fruit lime yet? No. You know what I really want to try? They have a Baja Blast flavor. They also did a White Monster flavor for all the people that like White Monster, which is fucking awesome. Oh, 0 is nice for type 1 diabetes. Okay, that's fair. That's fair, Mama Lou. Yeah, I have a sauna, Reb. I do the sauna. I don't do it as often as I should, but it is good to purge your body of all of the things that it retains. Sweat is it's nice. It's good for you. All right, we'll get into it. Nope, I don't want to do that again. Was that you, Nancy? Did you put that up there? Cut that out, Nance.
Flipped.
It slipped? All right. All right, let's move on to some other faggots. Which faggot do we want to choose? Not that one. We have some black content, but this isn't that kind of show. I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm going to shelve that. We're not going to watch black people do stuff. Let's go on to some other stuff real quick. Oh, well, here's some more black people doing stuff. This is fine. So we have Jada Pinkett Smith, which is not something I would typically care about. I've actually not watched whatever this is, but I just greatly dislike her because I think she's a demon. Jada Pinkett Smith, the current wife, ex-wife. Oh, by the way, Elo, I introduced my son to Baja Blast for the first time on his birthday. We did a little pool party. So, you get sugary drinks from the kids for the kids, when they're by the pool because we're the goyim and that's what we do. Yeah, engage a little bit of a goy slop now and again. And we never buy sugary drinks. We never buy soda or any of that shit. So my wife goes, what should we get? It's interesting because I haven't been down the soda aisle in a long time and I'm looking at things and I'm going, oh, I forgot about that. We got cream soda, which was nice. And we got some Hawaiian punch, the big jug of Hawaiian punch. It was like a lemonade one. And we got Baja Blast. And when I had a little sip of that Baja Blast when I was by that pool, I said, I remember being so high, so incredibly high, so very high in Taco Bell as a 17-year-old eating the beef and bean burritos off their $1 menu and drinking Baja Blast. And I was so high, so very high, that it was the best. It was so good. And all those memories came flooding back. I don't know, man. Sometimes a little goy slop's good, isn't it? Remember when they used to say Mountain Dew messed up all your sperms? Remember those times? Goy slop is better than boogers. Craig, you fucking worm. You parasitic little homosexual. You weakling, you coward. A pox upon your household. Your bloodline will never recover from the time that you agreed to fight a man and then fled in cowardice.
I love that you actually told him that.
I did tell him that his bloodline was never going to recover.
It's a crazy line.
That's fucking true. My wife didn't like the idea that I was going to fight him. And I don't know what she thinks. I tried explaining to her, like, babe, when I go to MMA, like, you fight. You fucking fight dudes. It's not like sometimes it's like sparring, and then sometimes it's like war. Because I'm not going to lose a sparring match. I'm not going to lose a sparring match. So if you press me, I'm going to press you, and we're going to go as hard as we need to go. Either this bell's going to ring, or you're going to say, hold on a second, you've really fucked me up. I'm like, that's what's happening in the MMA gyms that I go to. This guy is a fucking loser. Like, this is not a thing. She's like, yeah, but you don't have to do that anymore. I'm like, it's a sport. I don't know. It's just weird because it's the only sport that, women, well, actually, I bet you if you're a football player, and you got a wife, your wife's like, you don't have to fucking run face first anymore into a 300-pound man. There's a new like sport. You know how there's like the slap fights? There's a new one where Samoan niggas just run in a straight line at each other. It's crazy. That to me is scary. That's so scary. So it'll be two giant Samoans I don't know what Polynesians. I don't know. They all look like the fictional character Maui from the fuck is that movie with the boat and the brown girl, Moana, and they run full speed at each other. It's so crazy. Moana, thank you, Cho Brown. Yeah, it is basically a car crash. And dude, every single time, if not both of them, one of them stiffens up and falls over like a fucking tree. It's so brutal. It's so brutal. So I bet you if you're doing that sort of thing, you probably have a wife that's like, you don't have to do this anymore. But I'm like, this is not what's happening here. This is a sort of, I don't know what you would call him. Like a homosexual, a homosexual, like a stereotypical homosexual, not like, because sometimes you get like a dude that's like, "What's up, nigga? I'm gay." You go, that's a big homosexual. This is like the one that you think of when you think gay guy. It's like effeminate, frail, wispy, speech impediment, faux hawk. Like it's not like that, but what are you going to do? Wives are going to be concerned, are they not? Okay, so here we go. Let's put this on the stage. Add to the stage. And we'll see what this horrifying bitch is doing. It's so funny because we used to, when I was a kid, there's that line from a J. Cole song where he talks about wanting a meaningful love. And he says that Jada and that Will love, basically using them as the staple for, the bar for what a good relationship is. And then it turns out like this bitch is a fucking monster. A monster. I think what's happened here is she started dating Chris Rock, the dude. Oh, and yeah. Will Smith is a gay man who gets ass blasted. Which is just crazy because, remember Hitch? The movie Hitch? That's how I learned to talk to girls. I learned you never dance while you bite your lip. Never bite your lip while you dance.
Who told you to do that in the first place?
It just feels natural. You know what it is? It's the same thing that makes you pick your nose and eat it or pick your face. It's when you're doing something that gives you anxiety, hiding any part of your body, so like behind your hand as you pick your face, or you incessantly pick your nose because like, I'm nervous. What if there's a honker hanging out of my nose, right? I think I got one right now, actually. You bite your lip because it's this attempt to hide just a little piece of you. That's a lot of what nervousness does to you. It causes you to self-soothe, so you kind of fucking like close up, make yourself as small as possible, cross your legs, cross your arms, rub your arms, touch your face. It's protection. So I think biting the lip is the same thing. It's the same thing. It's a very natural thing. But Kevin James was told by Will Smith in that movie, don't do that, you fat piece of shit, because you look weak, I think, or something like that. She's a Jezebel. Yeah. Somebody said something interesting there. What was it? Boop, boop, boop. She's Tupac's old girl, says Pandafly. She wants a ghetto-ass nigga to abuse her, or she takes on the role instead of being a ghetto-ass. She looks like Cisco right here, which is actually me and my wife's wedding song, the thong song.
My career is popping. I got money.
Ugh.
I'm hot.
People are pursuing you.
I got every dude everywhere wanting to, you know what I mean? Like I can.
Whoa, what a nightmare of an old bitch, huh? Unwillingness to age gracefully is one of the most off-putting attributes an old person can show, man or woman. I'm watching the show The Burrows, which is based off The Villages and Aliens, and one of the characters is old bitch is being the pursued love interest of like a young man. And I go like, this is just fucking sexy dreams for old women. Like just be, I don't know. I mean, I guess, sometimes whatever, if you're divorced or your husband dies and you're an old hag that's alone, you know, you want to imagine that a young dude is still going to slap your barren coochie. But it's just to me, it's a distasteful element to put into a plot. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Jada Pinkett Smith say, I'm hot, I got it, niggas want me, I'm popping.
Have anybody I want? Why am I not happy?
You're
God,
a witch.
now this wasn't the plan. I couldn't believe it because that was the whole idea. You make it. You pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You make it, and life's great. And thank goodness at that particular point in time, I had Pac.
Thank good. Oh my God, bro. That's what's this whole bro. She has never been able to get over Tupac, who, by the way, was an effeminate theater kid. He was a dancer. He was a theater kid. He was not the dude that we remember. Now, don't, you know, far be it from me to besmirch a Tupac song. I do like a Tupac song. His ability to get incredibly aggressive, now it may be genetic, was remarkable. And songs like Hit 'Em Up were, you know, that's fucking top tier Negroid slop, if you ask me. But that's not who he was. He was an actor. He was almost clearly a homosexual man. So, but her inability to ever get over him, you can't get over Tupac to the extent that you made Will Smith gay. That's crazy. I think it's her fault Will Smith was gay.
That I could go, like, we could share that together because he was going through the same existential disappointment. He thought the same thing. My career is popping.
Yeah, so I know what ended up happening, just as a little aside, is she is dating Chris Rock, which is very funny. Very funny, right? So to me, that whole thing was not real, by the way. I don't think that was real. How the fuck do I do this? What's going on here? The slap, I mean, was not real. So, you know, the famous moment is Chris Rock is making some jokes or whatever at Will Smith's expense, Will Smith's wife's expense. I don't remember them because I don't care. Tupac might still be alive. I used to think he was going to return when I was a kid because he did the Machiavellian faking your death thing. And there was a rapper, I think, named Purple Haze that could have been him for a while, sounded just like him, looked like him. And this idea that Pac faked his death so that his enemies would die. And honestly, if you go into the QAnon thing, I think they think Elvis, Michael Jackson, and Tupac are going to return. And I don't know what they're going to do when they come back, but they're coming back.
Elvis is a preacher now, right? He's a pastor?
That's pretty convincing. Bob Evans? No, that's the delicious biscuits and sausage gravy. Bob something or another. He is a pastor. Very similar looking to Elvis, has a similar voice, I guess. And David Bowie. Nobody ever dies, right? This is my issue with the fittest flat earther. Is he just Bob Joyce, yes. But yeah, the fittest flat earther says like nobody ever dies. It's like, all right. That's not even a very exciting conspiracy theory. Everybody who ever died is still alive. But I did think when I was younger, and there are a lot of things. There's like a song called Ghost by Tupac where he says, you know, time to become a ghost. Like this idea that I think he killed some cops in the song and then he had to fucking like flee. But if you listen to it to the right context, it sounds like he's telling you about faking his don't. To me, the most compelling evidence, if you could call it evidence rather, that Tupac was still alive came in 2005. In 2005, Eminem did a collaborative album with Tupac, who had been dead since 1996. It was called Loyal to the Game. And what Eminem did was he mixed a lot of unreleased songs of Tupac's as well as some pre-release songs, but he just like mixed them in a different way. Honestly, this is probably going to sound really silly to a lot of you guys. It was a great album. 2005's Loyal to the Game was a great album. Loyal to the Game was a great song. Soldier Like Me was a great song. Ghetto Gospel is a great song. Black Cotton was a great song. You had to see it. It was me, 15 years old, Wigger, listening to Loyal to the Game while playing Prince of Persia, Warrior Within, which is a great game for PlayStation 2. So all of my memories are of that soundtrack while playing that game. And in the beginning of, might have been Soldier Like Me. Yeah, I think it is Soldier Like Me. Anybody can do this right now. I'm not going to do it because it'll get us copyright stricken. Go to Soldier Like Me, and the first 30 seconds, Tupac goes, 2005. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? I go, how the fuck did you get him to do that? People go, well, you sample his voice enough. You can make him say whatever you want. Maybe. Or maybe he faked his fucking death so that he could come back and save hip-hop from the mumble rappers. And also, the Illuminati. And him, Elvis, Michael Jackson, David Bowie, and probably some other fucking people are waiting in the wings. Patriots are in control. Pop stars are in control. It's sexy. I like it. I would not have drank foot juice, racial slurs. Killuminati. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of compelling stuff about Pac and what he was talking about, especially in the idea of like Killuminati. You go like, what? So actually, if that was 2005, I tell people I've been a conspiracy theorist since 16. It just became 15. All right. I guess I'll play some more clips and then I'm going to get the fuck out of here soon. Foot juice. We saw the foot juice. You guys want to watch that again? Maybe we'll watch some of this black stuff. This looks good. We talked a little bit about Goy Slop, so maybe this is, oh, God, bro, what's happening? Maybe this is a good video to show. Why did so many rappers start out looking like faggots? Oh, that's a great question. I don't know. I mean, I guess you kind of need, having a theater kid is a good move. You know who I don't think was a theater kid? I do think he was a bad guy. Was Biggie Smalls. He was genuinely a fat piece of shit who made pretty great music. He was not a good dude, but he was, I think, who he was. I found videos of Biggie Smalls rapping on the corner at probably 13. And he's the same fat, diabetic piece of shit that he was as a man. But Pac is a different dude. A totally different dude. Yeah, tons of gay shit in the rap industry. That was kind of the thing, wasn't it? Dr. Dre, supposedly there's a conspiracy theory out there that Dr. Dre had a best friend who was a dude who he basically was gay with. So he wasn't his best friend. He had sex with him. So I should probably add that caveat because you don't really have sex with your best friend, do you? Well, I call my wife my best friend because I'm a wife guy. And I have sex with her. So that's, it's just getting confusing. Hold on. Let's just shelf that for a second. He had a best friend who was masquerading as his best friend, but was actually his gay lover. And then the gay lover started to dress like a woman. You guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Dr. Dre conspiracy is that his ex-wife is trans. Yeah. Heard Dr. Dre was gay. And then what Eminem did that I think was pretty masterful was he leaned into the joke. And he started to make all kinds of lyrics about being gay. Dre was basically in a boy band before he started rapping. Well, to be fair, that was kind of what was popular in the music industry at the time. Boys to Men. That sounds gay, doesn't it? But a lot of the formula at the time was that. I don't think that changes how gay it is, though. I think you're right about that. You know what I was listening to today? And then I swear to God, we're going to watch this video. I was listening to Lil Wayne's almost breakout song, which was Go DJ. That's a good song. Used to be my MySpace song. All right. Let's watch this. Speaking of blacks, speaking of goy slop, let's get it cracking. This guy's really... Hold on.
My boy trying the strawberry kiwi. Yeah.
100 out of 10.
100 out of 10.
Follow my niggas.
Come on now.
Follow my niggas.
So what we have is black people have discovered that if you pickle pineapple in Kool-Aid, it's delicious. Which I'm not even going to act like it's not delicious. But I think you don't eat it. No, FJ, stop that. Cut that out. I think what you do is you don't eat it just off principle. You go, what am I? Some fucking goy monkey? They're going to eat your goy slop? Your hyper super mega goy slop? What is more goy slop than taking fruit, which God made delicious? It grows on a tree. It's the most beautiful thing. And you go, I'm going to spit in that nigga's face. I'm going to put me some pineapple in some Kool-Aid. I mean, you know, it's pretty insulting. I think it's pretty insulting. It's probably delicious.
The juice always gonna do it, I'll tell you.
What? Hold on a second. The fuck did you say?
The juice always gonna do it, I'll tell you. Hey, you can put your juice on some ice. You can mix that.
What?
The juice always gonna do it.
Do what, Nancy?
I don't know.
Juice always gonna do it, I'll tell you. Hey, you can put your juice on some ice. You can mix that shit with some liquor.
Oh my God! You could mix that shit with some liquor. Come on, bro. I'm trying to just do a regular Christian show here. And she's saying the craziest shit. You gonna put that shit in some liquor? Shit.
I'll tell you. Hey, you can put your juice on some ice. You can mix that shit with some liquor. I'm mixing some liquor. Oh, that pineapple.
Oh my God.
Y'all see that?
Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie. Pineapple is, you know, for me, it's oranges, pineapple, and watermelon. I know, Trevor. This is why I don't watch these shows, but here we are. I mean, these videos. Oranges, pineapples, and watermelon. S-tier fruits. S-tier. Fucking pineapple is incredible. When I was a kid, I ate pineapple so much, my mouth bled from the acid. Juice away, so gon' do with the K. Oh, no. Yeah, pineapple on pizza is good. The Jews tried to tell you that it wasn't for a long time. And people believed them. You do pineapple, ham, and sriracha. Fuck out of my face. Yeah, pineapple, bacon, sriracha. You fucking bitch. You fucking bitch. And then I'm going around on the internet and I'm seeing everybody go, pineapple on pizza is what the Jews don't want you to know is that pineapple on pizza is delicious and you can have it anytime. Fuck out of my face. Pineapple, bacon, and sriracha. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh, you wrong for these. You... What they doing?
I'm telling y'all, congrats.
Oh, what this guy got a pile of doo-doo on his head for? Come on. I'm trying to be nice. You want to show up on my show with a pile of doo-doo wrapped in a t-shirt on your fucking head? And I'm supposed to be civil? I'm supposed to be civil? What's crazy is that's actually Members Mark jars, which is Sam's Club's brand. I did not know that black people bought anything in bulk. It seems that high time preference would dictate otherwise. You go, no, I need small amounts and I need them now. You don't really plan for your future. Are they having a Kool-Aid test? I don't know what these different jars are. If they're just reusing the jars from Sam's Club and they're filling them with Kool-Aid, I'm not sure what the fuck's going on anymore.
Honest with you right here.
Kool-Aid busting.
Kool-Aid bussin'? That's a gas station. I thought it was a fucking park. Oh no. I thought it was a park. They're in a gas station doing this. Imagine just being the gas station owner. Oh, this is probably a Sam's Club gas station too, because they have the Members Mark jars. Sam's Club employees just fucking rubbing their temples like, get the fuck out of here. They probably had a long line for gas, and then black people started showing up with dookie piled on top of their heads wrapped in a t-shirt, and they were like, I don't think we should stop there for gas. That looks dangerous.
Watch me.
Yeah, I was right. It is Sam's Club. What the fuck? This guy. So, you go to Sam's Club and you could push a trolley instead of having a cart. This guy, dookie hair, by the way, actual dookie in his hair. He just bought 2 pallets of Members Mark pineapple spears, maybe? And he gonna go dip them motherfuckers in Kool-Aid. Diabetes. You ain't never seen a nigga has diabetes.
Hey, boy, it real deal crack. Told you. Now I showed
you. I have another video that is black people. I'm really just thinking about ending the show.
I sent something to the production room, but it's totally
You did.
Unrelated, but it might be helpful. Sorry.
Dog dewormer. All right. We can check that out. I guess we'll watch this other black person video, and then I feel these days when I look at a thing that causes fatigue, it happens to me exponentially faster than it used to. I used to have much more of a tolerance. And just like the end of that video, I was already tired, You guys like my shirt? That's Raven Simone. She black. All right. Well, we'll watch this. Nancy loves to help. She does love to help. Nancy loves to help. Such a helpful Japanese woman. All right. Hey, the patron saint of the blacks, George Floyd. I don't know why he's on the screen, but let's go.
The truth is just like a lion.
Oh, the truth is just like a lion.
You don't have to defend it. It will defend itself.
Talk to me.
By the way, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is George Floyd's brother, who clearly has been made rich since the passing of his brother. And he has seen fit to get a gold chain and a gold pendant. And the pendant, no, it is brother, not just brother. This is actually related to him. The pendant is a gold lion's head, but half of the lion's face is diamond encrusted and is the face of George Floyd. So I'm glad that he's made enough money to do that.
Defend itself.
Talk to me.
Well, we went to Jack Yates High School, and this is my brother George Floyd. So I got half of a lion and half of him because
it got half of him and half of my brother, and half the pendant can't breathe. What I will say is, it's an impressive piece of jewelry. This is a gold pendant, and this is totally, even though it's only half of George Floyd's face, You could absolutely recognize it as George Floyd's face, which is also depressing because George Floyd's face is so recognizable that if you put it on a gold pendant, but only half of it, so that the other half was a lion's face, you would still know that that was George Floyd. And that's kind of a bummer.
He was one of the star athletes that ever attended Jack A. High School.
I don't know that that's such an achievement. My brother, who was black, was a star athlete in high school. I mean, they kind of all are, aren't they? In fact, in very many ways, he lived a pretty typical life of a black man. Statistically speaking, it ended the way that it would have kind of predictably ended. He did the things that are kind of predictable. You know, I can't. Okay, here, we're going to go to Nancy's thing because I can feel it. It's happening, and I'm not going to do it. And this isn't that kind of show. And we're going to watch something else. We're going to do a thing that's got nothing to do with what we were just watching.
And it's not what people were thinking.
Yeah, that's right. Nancy isn't doing murder content, so stop that. We're just going to watch whatever's going on with the Fenbendazole. I like this guy. He looks dumb as fuck. But maybe he's smart. Man cured his own cancer with dog dewormer. Oh, shit. Okay. Maybe he is smart.
So do you mind to tell me your name and you do have a cancer before, right?
Yes.
So can you tell me the story, please?
My name is Ernest Best, and I was diagnosed with stage 4 highly aggressive plasmatoid carcinoma cancer. And I was told I had 6 months to live. That's a lot of
fucking words. 6 months to live. 6 months to live. Okay. Highly advanced salmonella blastoma colon cancer.
And there was nothing they could do for me. Chemo, radiation, no kind of treatments. They told me to go home and die. And
damn, that's fucking... But I would rather die at home than in the hospital, I think.
So I quit my job and came home, and I done some research into cancer and found a story about Joe Tipton from Edmond, Oklahoma, who the veterinarians had told him about the dog dewormer with the drug Fenbendazole in it that had killed his cancer. He's still alive today, 5 years later. And so I watched his videos and stuff. I started doing more research. I went to Tractor Supply and bought $250 worth of Safeguard dog dewormer, and I started taking it. I went and had PET scans, CAT scans, MRIs, and exploratory procedures up into my bladder. The tumor died. I passed the tumor out, and I'm totally cancer-free today.
Damn. That's crazy. That's not the first time I've heard something like that. I remember my mother used to say not that she ever used to advise if you get cancer, because I did end up getting cancer and this is not what I did, and she didn't advise it at the time. But she would tell me stories of people who did have cancer and went on like a juice fat. I know, dude. I can't. Now I gotta fucking that's okay. It's whatever. I'll figure out a way to just chop out this little section. So going on a juice fast. And that supposedly, Z-Man said, homeboy took dog dewormer, then got a PET scan. That's very funny. Very funny. But yeah, that's what mom used to say, is you go and you juice fast. You stop eating stuff and you fat. Now she's a carnivore, so, she used to be a vegan. I don't know.
Because of the drug Fenbendazole.
Okay, that's the dog medicine.
That's the medicine that's in the dog dewormer. It's called Fenbendazole. Fenbendazole.
Okay, so we can buy this medicine online.
You can buy
Amazon.
the pills from Amazon.
Okay.
You can get 444 milligram pills. You can get 90 of them for $109.
Okay, so we have to
Take one in the morning and one at night.
Okay, one in the morning and one in the night, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I started. In the dog dewormer, I've done 2 a day, 1 package in the morning, 1 package at night. I went to OU Cancer Center, and they done 4 CAT scans. They didn't see no cancer.
So how the doctor says after that?
They said, I don't know how to explain it.
Just like, they say that it's this miracle?
They say it's a miracle. My urologist.
That's crazy. You know, isn't that what Floyd had in his system was Fenbendazole? He was just trying to get rid of cancer, and they fucking knelt on his neck about it. Can you believe that? That's terrible. Honestly, you know, big pharma and its correct, you know, connection to the sort of the police force is really, people complain about corruption. You don't really hear that brought up a lot. George Floyd just trying to get rid of some worms and a little bit of cancer. They knelt on his neck. All right. Well, this was fun. Did you have fun, Nance?
Yes.
Why'd you sound like that?
I did. I really did. I always have fun. I know I don't sound like it.
Is that true?
But I always have fun. Yes.
What was your favorite part?
The boogers.
The boogers. Oh,
Maybe.
You mean when he was eating the boogers?
Yeah. And your rant was nice. I hope it gets clipped. I hope Lainey's watching.
I forgot what I said. It all feels so far away.
Yeah, I forgot to.
I don't know what I said at all. Hopefully nothing illegal.
No, I don't think so.
I think I probably walked that line pretty well.
I agree.